What's up? Okay. What's up? Welcome to TitanCast Week 8, even though we have 5 videos out, which is the most confusing thing ever. But, yeah, it's Week 8 now, apparently. 8 weeks we've been doing this, a lot longer with how much time we spent. Gosh, I really need to talk up. But we've spent so much time doing this, and now it's finally coming to fruition, and we're just... It's nice, and Mrs. Kringen's just here like, yeah, I'm so proud of you.
I am.
So proud of you.
So proud.
Yes.
I say that at my job all the time. I'll just look at one of my coworkers and go, I'm proud of you. And they're like, why are you saying that? And I'm like, you don't hear it enough. I'm proud of you. You made that sandwich really good.
Encouragement in the workplace.
Yeah.
It's Ethan.
Yay.
Ethan just walked in 45 seconds in. Welcome. They kicked Kobe out.
I know, I heard. I
That was
talked to
not
Kobe.
me. Oh, is he really offended?
No. I'm like,
Is he rubbing his finger on his apple and just like chuckling?
No, he's talking with the people.
Was he just not feeling it today?
No, he said he didn't want to be in it.
Okay.
Oh, well then it's okay.
We all have days,
Shoot up.
right? It's okay. We missed you, Kobe. Come back to us.
I thought you were referring to Ethan as
I
Kobe.
know, I was like,
Ethan starts scooting in. We missed you, Kobe. And I'm like, that's not Kobe.
I know you haven't been down here for a
I
while,
was like, that's
but
not Kobe. We got Ethan, though, back from Spanish.
Hi,
What is
Ethan.
that substitute doing in Spanish? Mrs. Young was here today.
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
This is
We miss you,
weird.
Mrs. Young. Come back to us.
I mean,
How many times are you
don't
gonna
come
say
back
that?
to us for like, don't come back to us for like maybe the rest of the year,
Wait,
just so that like we don't have to do Spanish. Then we'll be okay. Wait, no, knowing her, she'll still make us do Spanish. Please come back because we need your help.
Right?
we have
But
some.
Espanol
Wait.
is fun. How do you say fun? Divertido?
Divertido.
Divertido or divertida?
Divertido, right? Because Espanol is masculine.
Depending on what you're talking
Espanol
about.
es
talking about.
muy divertido. Did I just say that right?
Es muy divertido.
Oh,
Oh,
I love
God.
Spanish.
Wait, we haven't introduced our guest. Not really
Oh.
guest, but our additional person here today.
Yay.
Hablas español.
Stop. No.
No.
Como un persona blanca. Ethan gets it. Ethan gets it. But yeah,
Perry's
introduce
here
our
with us.
guest.
I'm Perry.
Corey in the house.
Corey in the house.
They kept saying Corey in the house, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Is that a TV show? What is
You
that?
don't know
Oh
Corey
my
in the
God.
House?
Oh no.
Have
Let's
you never seen,
volume.
like, Disney
take a
Channel?
second.
Okay.
Alright.
Wait.
Corey
Let's
in the
take a
House.
few minutes, maybe hours.
Maybe
Hours.
hours. You
We
have
just-
to discuss
let's
Corey in
just
the House
start-
for hours.
Let's just watch Corey the house. That'd
Okay,
take
you know
hours.
like That's So Raven
Mm.
on Disney Channel? He doesn't even know That's So Raven. He never had a
You
childhood.
never heard of? Oh, wow.
I didn't watch Disney Channel.
That's So Raven. It's like about this one girl who
God,
like she
no, I'm
sees
looking for
visions from the
specific-
past, and like her family and her are black, but that doesn't really matter. And she's got like white friends. And it's like just like stuff that happens, and like she'll see into the future. Like it's like the opening theme is like see into the future, and it's just like she sees into the future and sees bad things. Like they get this new food court in their high school, and it's got like a bunch of fast food, and she sees everybody super fat.
They're
and
gonna
it's
say
not happening.
everybody got like food poisoning and it was
Everybody
just
got,
not
like,
fine.
Super fat, and then
Nice.
like she just sees in the future, and she had this younger brother named Corey, and they were the Baxter family. Well, Corey in the House is the spin-off show where Corey and his dad move into the White House with the president because Corey's dad is the president's personal chef. And Corey
What?
is just like does almost practically whatever he wants. He's like a grown-up kid president.
I wasn't listening, but that sounds great.
Wow.
Sorry, I was making sure all my alarms were turned off so I didn't interrupt like what has happened
alarm?
before.
What time are you waking up?
No, alarms for different things because I forget a lot of stuff.
That's sad.
I know, it's okay.
But no, we've
I'll
got
just forget today.
we got the
I
Peri,
wrote this on my hand.
and then we also have Kringen back this week.
Woo!
Hopefully back
Got
every week.
Agent Pete.
Every week.
Don't abandon me like my parents.
Oh.
It's very sad.
One parent. Is...
All parents.
Let's.
What are we talking about today,
Oh, I
folks?
Yeah,
think
what
I've
are we
seen
talking about
that,
today?
but-
Oh, Brandon. If
We
you
can
don't
just-
know, Brandon is now seeing pictures of Corey Baxter on Corey Baxter memes everywhere. But no.
Whoa. Yeah.
What? Out of no conscious.
Yeah, that's so
Whoa.
There was unsavory.
Okay,
Image.
that's
Okay,
something
this is
we
so,
won't
this
talk
is,
about.
This is so,
Right.
that's so Raven.
Unsavory.
Unsavory.
That's my new favorite word. Oh my
Unsavory.
god. I just want a shirt that says unsavory.
You guys remember the Grubles from Adventure Time? Like the Grubles, like the 5 short stories?
Kind of.
Never watched.
Sort of.
It's been a
Adventure Time.
while since I
Wait.
watched.
Adventure Time, you know, like with the one guy like
Yeah.
sitting in the chair
Yeah.
and the girls,
Oh.
and it's like, and then it's like Finn and Jake sticking their thumbs into pies and
Yep.
everything, pulling out plums, going, "Oh, what a good boy am I!"
Oh.
And then you said savory, and I immediately get reminded of Marceline with some savory licks, and it's like it's a guitar.
He
How do you
said-
get licks?
Stop.
Well, you know, like
Can we
guitar
actually
licks,
talk about
like-
something?
Guitar
like a
riffs.
little-
Do you lick your guitar?
No,
You can.
lick it like
A lick is like
when
a-
it's,
Jordan.
I don't know.
You can lick anything then if you can lick a guitar.
You can like actually.
Can you
play
lick
while
time?
licking.
Can you lick light?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Explain this.
Well,
You never seen people like put their guitar in their face?
Like I thought
Yeah,
they were
they-
just breathing.
Yeah, they
on
go-
it.
they go-
I don't know.
No, didn't they do that?
No.
You never knew.
They just go
I-
blah,
I-
blah, 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 all over the guitar.
Yeah. What do you think rock and roll is?
I mean, I've seen what is it,
that's like
Ozzy Osbourne
90%
bite
it.
bite a head off of a bat before.
There was a
Yeah.
bat downtown and my mom yelled at me not to touch it because it could have rabies.
Oh man.
Oh,
She
what?
was,
What's
we
that?
saw a bat downtown and I think it was sick because it was just kind of lying on the ground. My mom was like, "Don't touch it!" And I'm like, "I wasn't."
The movie, Your
story.
Royal Highness, Your Highness. It's got like the one guy from like This Is the End or whatever, and what's his
Not
face?
sure.
I don't know
Freaking-
what
I'm
you're
drawing
talking
such a
about.
blank. Oh, James Franco.
I know who
And
that
it's like
is.
Your Royal Highness. Like that movie, I remember watching with my dad and my stepmom at the time and my stepsister Kayla, and it was like super late at night when it finished, and I fall asleep, or no, it finished and then it went back to the main menu. I remember I got up and I looked around, and there was a bird. What?
What happening?
Nothing. I'm fine.
I don't know.
Everyone laughing and I don't know what
just
story.
dying silently.
Yeah, like
What story happening? I wasn't paying attention.
No, I was watching the movie Your Royal Highness at super late one night with my dad and stuff, and I woke up and I thought there was a bird flying around the house, and I wake him up and he wouldn't wake up until eventually I like poked him in his cheek so hard he's like, "What?" And then I'm like, "Dad, there's a bird in the house," and he looks up and he goes, "Bird," and then he looks and he goes, "Oh dang," and he wakes everybody else up and he's like, "There's a bat."
Oh, a
They
bat.
used a blanket and they practically like used a broom, scared it into the blanket, and just caught it and released it outside.
Nice. That's one way to catch
They
a bat.
locked Kayla and I in a bedroom because they're like, "We don't want you guys to get scared," and it's like, it's a bat. I want to see it.
You want to get rabies? Because that's what bats have.
not all bats.
Rabies are not.
Not
my
all
fabies.
bats. I am provoked.
Rabies are not my fabies.
You know what would be interesting to talk about today?
Yes,
Did you
what?
hear
Tell
about
us.
net neutrality?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know what happened?
Tell us.
They passed this, so
The FCC.
yeah, so net neutrality is gone.
So what
Yeah.
is net neutrality? Explain that to people.
Net neutrality is basically like being able to go on like certain websites and stuff without having like
So
It's pretty
Internet
much freedom of the entire.
yeah.
yeah.
No
internet
controls.
provided
'Cause you still
provided
have to pay for
Yeah,
internet.
yeah.
Like by
But,
the provider.
but internet providers like Comcast can't like slow down a website for like Netflix and speed up
or
websites
just
for
completely
Hulu.
block
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, or like can like
It's stupid.
pay
that
like
rigs the market.
can't pay
That
$2 extra to get Google.
That rigs the market
Yeah.
so much.
Exactly.
And it rigs it not even in the favor of the companies that are out there. Like Netflix, it's like, oh, pay $5 to us to access Netflix, and then you have to pay them to access their website. And it's like, that's not right, because I bet you Netflix doesn't get any of that $5 that's being paid to access their website. So they're losing money, they're losing viewers because of some companies, and it's all favored in front of the internet provider companies, where my mother tells me this a lot, and I've watched shows about it too. Nikola Tesla, when he created
Oh
telephones,
yeah.
he's
he
like,
made it cheaper and everything.
he wanted it to be completely free, and then he died, and people found his
We're not-
technology,
and they
and
favored Edison.
and they favored Edison, and they favored other things like, oh, we can make money off of this, instead of Tesla going, hey, I want this to
And
be
the thing
free.
was, it was less efficient too.
And I think that is the reason why I feel like people are not happy about this, obviously. There are a lot of people who aren't happy about it. So I think I pulled this up, and it's the Mid-Continent Communications like statement on their thoughts of this, and they said, quote, from the CEO of Mid-Continent, "We are committed to the principles of net neutrality that will ensure an open internet, and Mid-Continent has been supportive of all previous FCC efforts for rules that do just that." And then, unfortunately, the FCC yesterday took action that goes far beyond the desirable goals of net neutrality and outfits the internet with more than 300 pages of 1930s telecommunication regulations referred to as Title II. And it goes on, and they say that pretty much, here, I'll pull it up, that they pretty much support the idea of net neutrality, Midco does, and that they don't plan on, like, throttling certain sites or, like, doing anything with it. And I think that's what's gonna, like, get people to drawn to them, you know? Because
companies can do that. It's like, oh, you pay us and you'll get fast internet speeds, but we'll have to charge you for some websites. Midco's like, yeah, we support the idea of net neutrality because it's like, it's fair, it's free, and it's what we want.
And I think, honestly, that's also a good business tactic, because that's going to get everybody to say, I want to use Midco because they aren't going to make me pay for extra stuff. And therefore, a lot more people are going to go to them, and they're going to make more money. So I think, I don't know,
And
hopefully.
But yeah, that good that they support it. But the bad thing is that AT&T and Time Warner's, they want to merge, and if they merge, they'll basically become the biggest internet provider, and then basically they can become a monopoly later. And
which I think I think our government has been fairly good about keeping that from happening.
yeah,
right,
right now the DOJ actually sued for this.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
like people are speaking out.
Like,
Yeah,
America is built off of
democracy.
on the principles of democracy and mass majority rule, and of course the people, the higher corporations, the people of like first class are like, oh yeah, we still support this because it's going to make them more money.
Exactly.
It creates another channel that people have to pay for to get through in order to access the things that they want.
And then the internet is just going to end up being all the opinions and stuff of the people who have money to pay for internet.
Because it's like, here's the thing. Who owns the internet? That's
No
a good
one.
question. Who owns the internet?
We can regulate
Own
it, but we
everything.
can't no one owns it.
No one specifically owns the title rights to the internet. So why is everybody having to pay to access it? I mean, like computers and stuff, that makes sense. You have to pay to get a system that will be able to. But still, once you have that computer, why should we have to pay to be able to access it? It's
Exactly.
free,
It's
and
like
it should be available to
I'm
everyone.
learning
Well,
world
but the
history.
like Wi-Fi to provide Wi-Fi is really expensive. So you're paying for the Wi-Fi really. Is what you're
Exactly.
paying
And
for,
once
not
you've
the
paid for it,
internet.
you shouldn't have to be forced to pay for other things to like get actual good internet and things like that. So,
It's just like it's stupid because it's like mass majority rule, and you see so many people speaking out against this, and yet it's still happening. So it's like, how?
Because the reason internet company, they say because of net neutrality, it doesn't make them able to innovate.
It's like,
What?
Yeah, like the proponents of cutting down net neutrality say that it will make it more of a free market and it will increase competition, which will ultimately help consumers.
but it's-
Whether that's the
Competition
case or
between
not.
what?
you can't see that though, because competition between what? Because it will ultimately help the consumers, but what it's going to end up doing is ultimately harming other companies. Because let's say people in one area are stuck with one certain provider of internet, and a lot of those people in that area watch Netflix or watch YouTube, and then that internet provider is like, oh yeah, extra $15 a month to your bill for that, and those people are like, I can't afford that, I'm not going to do that. So not only is that company losing viewers and losing customers, but YouTube and Netflix, they're losing customers as well.
Essentially a boycott.
It's a boycott.
Yeah, it's like a relatively unintentional boycott. Like
Basically,
either way.
they just
Yeah.
added almost kind of a leash to these
They're
companies.
choking out.
And plus, some people, like if they raise up the price, some people can't go to another internet provider.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some people that only have one,
Yeah.
so they basically have to pay that.
We have 3 in Sioux Falls, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Is it Midco?
for
and
like
then-
people, in,
CenturyLink and then some.
yeah, for people like living in the mountains and stuff, they only have one. So
You go to,
In
you
the
go,
mountains?
you go
Because-
right to the mountains, not like
I
for a small town in the middle of nowhere. They only have one. It's like no, in the mountains. If you think of in the Himalayas,
I'm thinking of a YouTuber.
I was, you know,
I'm
like, in,
thinking
like,
of a
Montana,
YouTuber right now
just on
that
their
have that
horses.
problem.
Texting their
So-
friends,
but it's like
paying
they've
$20
essentially
more a month.
they've created a leash on these companies that, like, hey, pay me this, like like if I owned an internet provider service and I go. And now with the new net neutrality rules, it's like, hey, I go over to the people over at Netflix, and it's like, hey, give me
Without net neutrality.
without net neutrality. And I go over to the people on Netflix, hey, cut me a deal, give me 5% of your stake. Otherwise, I'm not gonna let my customers access your website, and you're gonna lose money. It's essentially blackmail.
Yeah, that's a good way
But
to
by
put
the
it.
government.
Exactly, it's legal blackmail.
Yeah. Well, speaking of internet, have you heard about all this Bitcoin stuff going around? Like,
Oh yeah, the first.
Bitcoin has just like skyrocketed in terms of like value.
How much is Bitcoin worth? Like 50. I
It's
wanna-
Right now,
lot.
you can't
10,000.
even
One Bitcoin is
can't
like,
even guess. It's changing like every
It
minute.
used to be 100s, now it's probably thousands.
Oh, it is
15,000.
Currently,
What?
like at the second,
One Bitcoin equals 15,000.
The thing is,
You buy, like,
600.
you buy like 0.1 of a Bitcoin, and then the
Jesus,
next hour
really?
it's worth like twice that, and the next hour it's worth a quarter,
Imagine like
and it's just a mess.
those two twin brothers that are now billionaires
Super
because
inflated.
of Bitcoins.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, oh yeah, we bought like 1,000 Bitcoins
Yeah.
when they were like $1 a piece, and now they're worth like 16 grand. We just like
Look how it
completely
jumped.
tripled. Yeah, look at that. 2013, 2014,
Hold on, search it up
2015.
like maybe like
The graph
last
is
year.
like just super low, and then
Or
suddenly in
before.
2016 and 17, it just exponentially skyrockets.
Years by years.
Yeah, I don't know. Online money, like cryptocurrency, is just such a weird concept. Like, it sounds simple, but it's not simple. And it's like the fact that like you generate stuff. You generate like bitcoins using like complex algorithms and computers. It's just like so weird. It's like hard to grasp almost.
Okay, so you guys were talking earlier
Oh,
about
yeah.
Henrietta Lacks.
Yeah.
So my book club read that
Yeah.
earlier
You have a
this
book club?
year. I do have a book club, and I
Is that why Sorensen is
with
beating
adults.
You? Is that why
adults.
Sorensen is beating you in the book race? Because you have to read one book at a time for a club.
Probably. Yeah, that's why. No, it's because Mr. Sorensen's awesome. So I read it, and I'm curious to hear what you all thought about it.
I thought it was good.
We haven't read the whole book though. Like
Oh yeah, what?
like we stopped.
Basically
at, I think,
just
like,
walked
part
the whole
two.
Oh,
movie.
in Violet?
We watched part
Yeah,
3 basically. That's what the movie is. It's just part 3.
In Violet, yeah, we
Oh.
read the first 2 portions of it, part 1 and part 2,
Okay.
and then we watched the movie about it to essentially learn part 3. We read 2 chapters out of part 3 because Miss Monahan said, "Oh, the movie doesn't quite capture all the details in there, so we're gonna have you read these chapters together as a group." So it's like,
Interesting.
I thought the book was cool. Like, the way it was written, I think it wasn't boring like I was expecting it to be in terms of like the science, because you know, they're talking about cells, and I had no idea how any of it worked, and I was expecting to not be very interested in it, but when we started reading it, I learned a lot, so yeah, it was good. But the movie was cool too. I liked it better than I thought I would.
What did you like about the movie?
I thought they were good actors. Like,
Okay.
they resembled what I thought they'd look like.
Oh.
honestly, like, the book was pretty good because Skloot did a really good job at switching between, like, keeping it with the family and that aspect of it, which is what the book was, like, kind of mainly about. Keeping it between the family. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Keeping it between the family and then also keeping it between the science portion of the cells and how those interacted. She did a really good job at switching between the two to keep your interest going and then kind of leaving you before she was about to switch it over again with a teaser that would get you like, I want to know more.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's
every
how I
time,
felt too.
and every time you switch back, you're like, all right, what's this next part?
Yeah.
What's this next part? What's this
The way
next
she
part?
weaves in and out of the
Mhm.
two narratives so that
And
you kind of
it's-
keep wanting to go back, yeah.
It's helpful that at the beginning of the chapter, they had that timeline, so you didn't get confused.
Yeah.
That was helpful.
Like the movie was a visual representation, which is what I say about almost all books that are turned into movies.
That's
It was
because
it
what
no,
they
it was
are.
a visual representation, but like I say about all of them, you can't turn a
Get
book into a
everything.
movie.
It would be so long.
It
Yeah.
would be extremely long,
That's the
and
thing.
it just wouldn't
you
fit
lose
from
some
a,
detail.
It wouldn't
Oh,
fit
yeah.
from an artistic standpoint to have characters' thoughts being read aloud
Yeah.
in a
Right.
movie. It just wouldn't work out and it wouldn't fit, and you lose some of that aspect. And some things in the movie about the immortal life of Henrietta Lacks, they were altered. Like the scene where, Sonny shows Skloot the cemetery where Henrietta's buried. Deborah wasn't there, but suddenly in the movie, Deborah's there. And it's like, I see why they did that to create kind of a dramatic thing, but at the same time, it's like, that's not the entire honest truth.
And
Yeah.
but that's what the movie is. They made the movie to emphasize the drama. You know,
remember-
that's kind of what I got, the vibes from it. They were trying to make it seem like the family drama kind of thing. And I think that's why they emphasized the actual drama between the characters so much.
Do you remember last year in Comstead when we watched Real Engine and then we had that class discussion about like
Real Engine.
do directors have a responsibility to
An obligation.
portray the truth?
Synonyms.
Real what?
Real Engine, REEL Engine,
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah,
movie-
yeah.
that movie
that
the
was.
movie was really good.
right?
It was.
I loved that movie. But so what I wanted to hear what you guys thought about as far as Henrietta Lacks goes, it was really interesting to me the ethical questions that has come out of
Like,
that case.
After you finish the book, there's like 50 pages talking about
Yeah.
that.
Like what should you be the sole owner and benefactor of your cells? And
Well,
whatever
They made kind of a comparison in the book near the end where it said, like,
If you find
they
oil
compared
on-
it to it, yeah, like an oil kind of thing. Like, if you find oil on your land,
Like-
you're not, like, the person who, like
If
owns
someone-
it
if
and you get all the money, but you
if
do get a
someone
big
goes on
portion
your
of
land
it.
and finds oil, you don't get all the profits from it. They get a portion of it. That's kind of like
Yeah.
something like, hey, my cells are making money, but you helped do this. I should get paid royalties for
Yeah.
that. I should get some portion of the profits because they are mine, and without me, this wouldn't have been possible. But without you, it wouldn't have been possible. So it's kind of like creating a business with somebody else. It's like it's not possible with just one or the other, and both of them deserve payment.
has it made you guys think much about like
Yeah.
when you go in and have labs done?
Well, I mean, if you
Well-
think about it, wait. Have you heard about all this stuff with, like, the genetic kits you can buy with, like, Ancestry.com and stuff? And they, like, are using...
23andMe.
They're using all of this DNA that they get to actually, like, do tests and stuff and use it for medical purposes. And that kind of relates to the idea of, like, all these people sending in their DNA. If they were to find something, like news breaking about it, they wouldn't know or get anything in relation to it. So that's kind of happening today as well.
Yeah.
And that's why so many people were
It's
mad.
ongoing. We gotta wrap up here pretty quick, folks.
Do we?
Almost 3:15.
Oh man, yeah, it's
Whoa.
been 22 minutes already.
Woo!
That's not bad. But just things happening today in the world, even it affects like all ranges, like from teenagers to even from adults to teenagers. It's like it's just sad, like seeing how, because it's gonna. Oh no, the computer! Ah!
It's probably still on.
Yeah, it's still on.
Yeah.
It's happened before, but it's just kind of sad to see how the world is coming to be and how it's going. Like, just there's honestly some points where I think, like, man, it'd be really good if the world just kind of had like a reset button. Like, hey, everybody, not communism, not like world,
Socialism.
not like world destruction, but kind of just like, okay,
That's
here's
our
America.
reset button.
Here's America. So, like, let's take
This is
America
what they
for
stand
example.
for.
There's a lot of people with like gun laws and this and that, and it's like, oh, the Constitution says this, and it's just like, okay, hey, reset button. Let's rewrite our government based off of these foundations to fit with modern times. It's like, instead of having these old concepts and ideals that are put into place that what we still
So you
live
want
by,
an ever-changing constitution, not one that like is a one-size-fits-all.
because there's no such thing as one size fits all. It's like me and the American education system. The American education system, I'm gonna say it, it's a one size fit all system. It thinks every student with the curriculum that they have should be able to learn everything required. But it's just
Yeah.
like there's no
It
one
sounds
size
easy,
fit all
but
because all humans are different.
That's
so.
because so many people don't want to. Like, the people who are, like, in the government and are, like, above, they think they can do what they want. They don't want to because it costs money.
Takes a
That's
lot
why
of
all
There's
the
no
things that need to
repercussions
change
for them.
costs a lot of money, and they think, well, I'm gonna die in 10 years, so I'm just not gonna bother
Yeah, it
and make
takes
more
a lot of
money.
But that's just what's going on in the world today. But
Some deep thoughts
Yeah.
to leave you
People are
with.
selfish.
Yeah,
People are-
yeah.
people are
Put
people.
that on a T-shirt,
because
right
if people are
next to
selfish, then you're
unsavory.
selfish. Like if you just reflect back on yourself and think, oh, I've been selfish at times, I've been selfless at times. It's kind of like compare that to the entire world that's inside every single person on this planet.
But there's so much good in the world.
There is.
Yeah,
You just
Yay.
gotta
yeah.
look
Put
for
that
it.
on the back of the T-shirt.
Put that on a T-shirt. There's so much good in the world, and then put a picture of a pony underneath it.
Uh-huh.
That
Yay.
would perfectly represent.
I'd buy
Kringen.
it.
Unicorn.
Yes, I'd buy it.
We should start mass producing those.
All right.
Idea.
You heard it
Money.
here first.
But that's been what
That's
TitanCast
our
week
TitanCast
8.
merch
Woo.
right there.
Otherwise, thank you guys for
Wait,
watching.
let's have Peri sign us off. What do you want to tell everybody?
I don't know.
Corey in the house.
Corey in the house.
Corey in the house. Oh.
Whoa.
Corey in the house.
Corey in the house.
Corey in the house.
Corey in the house.
All right. Otherwise, this is TitanCast signing off.